Hello everybody, welcome to another live coding session on UNO platform, and this time it's a very special occasion because WinUI team finally published their updated WinUI free sources to GitHub, so we have now full access to everything on the UI layer of Windows WinApp SDK, and we can finally update our code base to perfectly match everything in WinUI free. So this is super exciting opportunity. Hello Limni. Yeah, so this opportunity gives us the ability to port everything and make UNO platform match WinUI more perfectly and more accurately. And I have already dressed up for this occasion. So we have a UNO platform t-shirt with Windows jacket, so I think it's a perfect match for this stream. So the goal that I have for this stream is to update existing controls that I have, that we have already ported from WinUI, and update them for WinUI free version. So that is basically gonna be, I think, getting rid of many of those classic window.current references, because if I search for, I have actually ported, not ported, but cloned the existing repository here. So this is the WinUI 2 version of WinUI. So if I search here for let's get rid of this. If I search here for window current, you can see there is a lot of references to window current, and there is also a lot of references to core window, and both of these things are not supposed to be there because core window and window.current is not a thing in WinUI free, and we need to get rid of these in our code base as well, because otherwise we'll not be able to properly upgrade our behavior to WinUI free. So getting rid of window.current or making it return null every time, and getting rid of core window dot get for current view, and getting rid of application view get for current view, and other things that are there right now and shouldn't be there to properly match WinUI free and actually make multi-windowing work as well. So there's a lot of changes that need to be done, but with having the ability to see WinUI 2 version against the WinUI free version, it's going to be much easier to make everything work properly. So let's get it started, shall we? I will open WinMerge, which is going to be super useful here. And I've already started, as you might have seen on my Twitter account, I've started porting some new controls even. So I ported the time picker, which was a long requested, asked for feature in UNO platform. So time picker is coming soon, hopefully. It's going to be available on all targets, not only on mobile targets, and it's going to be the right WinUI version of time picker. And also the standard UI command, which is a cool feature that allows you to define things like copy and paste and cut and these standard UI operations, and make them a XAML UI command so that you can bind them to a button, and it will automatically set the icon, the text, the tooltip and stuff like that. This is coming too. It was actually super easy via PR. It was just 600 lines of code, so nothing major, and it's gonna be super important for command bar flyout, which is something I have already started before, and which was already available in the public sources of WinUI 2.8, but I was missing this standard UI command, and without it, it wasn't that useful. So now that we will be able to merge this, I will be able to merge the command bar flyout as well. So super cool and super fun. All right, so let's do this, shall we? I will open up the old version of WinUI 2.8 against the new version of WinUI 3. So that's gonna be in here. I have ported that on my dev drive. So this is the new version, this is the old version. I found it very beneficial to navigate this humongous code base using code where you just open the root folder and then you navigate through it by Control T and find specific things. So if when I was porting the time picker, I was searching like this. So you get everything that's related to time picker somehow, and you then can pick what you specifically are interested in, because the code base is quite non-uniform, I would say. So some things are stored in this DXAML XCP DXAML lib folder, some are in DXAML phone lib, some are in controls folder. So it's kind of hard to navigate unless you use some kind of navigation tool like the code, where you can just control T and search for specific file names in the code base. And U+ also can search for things quite fast. So if I search for, I don't know, get is enabled, I get that those results everywhere quite fast as well. So it's more performant to open it in code as compared to Visual Studio, definitely. So I will be using that for reference here. So that's the first thing. And the other thing is that, like, it seems that they, the WinUI 2.8 controls, they kept in the controls folder mainly. So it seems like this set of controls is matching the 2.8 set of controls. So it's quite easy to navigate here to those we had before ported from WinUI 2. So I will be using this as a reference and comparing the files and comparing the contents using WinMerge, so I can see what has changed between 2.8 and 3 version of WinUI. So that's it. Yeah, I just need to make sure to... okay, let's do it like this. All right, I'll get rid of this. We don't need it right now. So I will probably do it like this. I will start with some simple ones and then continue to more complex controls. So InfoBar is one of the simplest, so let's start with that one. And what I can do here is I will copy path to this file and copy path to this file. And then we will be able to see if there were any changes in between. And for InfoBar, it seems there were none. So InfoBar is already up to date. Let's see if we can find differences in the automation peer. Not zip file. Automation peer. And automation peer here. There are some differences. So let's see. Okay, so they got rid of this check because the interface is always there. So I don't think we are checking for that, but we can see for sure. So let's see here. I will switch to Skia target. Here we go. So let's compare what we have here. So yeah, that's the only change. They just got rid of this if check, and we shouldn't be needing it anyway because we just have that interface there. So let's see, InfoBar automation peer. Okay, so we have this check like commented out because it wasn't actually needed. So I will just make sure that it's not there, and it's the same for opened and closed. So yeah, we have this processing. Seems that this this variable is there but not actually used for a reason. They have it there but don't use it. So I think we can just not use it as well. But the line is still there, so they are still assigning it, even though it's not used. It's an improvement that they can do. So let's do it like this, clean up. While we are at it, I will add file scoping to these files so that we have it nicely up to date. So let's file scope everything in InfoBar. Should be good. Right, file scoping, and let's just make sure that the template hasn't changed either. So it's the template settings. Yeah, and also InfoBar panel. That's the one that needs to be compared. So template settings, oh, template settings, compare identical, and InfoBar panel as well. InfoBar panel and InfoBar panel. Compare. There is a difference. And okay, so it's just a constant. Yeah, they just remove the const. So that's nothing too interesting for us. Okay. Good. And now one important thing so that we have clarity here. So this is the current state of that branch, I think. So it's the tagged 142. So WinUI release 142, and that's the one I have open, right? No, not here. Two, and I'll open that repository here. So that's the free version. And that's a 142 tag. So I will just make sure to mark those files as being up to date with commit with tag 142. All right. So what we have here as well are XAML files. Let's compare XAML files just to make sure that those didn't change either. Okay, so we have this and this. InfoBar. So this is the old style, the WinUI 2.5 styling, which was even removed in WinUI 3, so I don't have to care about that one. But this one is interesting, so let's see. Okay, some changes here. But maybe the changes are mostly to do with formatting rather than functionality, but we can for sure update the code to match. So I will pick this one and replace the styles we are using here. So the WinUI 2.6 styles, the Sun Valley styles of these controls are here. So InfoBar, InfoBar. Just make sure that we don't have any Uno platform custom code here, but it doesn't seem so, so that's good. So I replace the contents completely, and I will just mark the tag here as well. Okay, and finally, InfoBar theme resources, which we update from the latest. And make sure that we have the tagging correct here. All right, so that's it for InfoBar. I will just run it and see if it works correctly or if we potentially broken anything. It should be fine. So second. Right, let's launch this and see what happens. So InfoBar control is here and it seems it's working fine. I'll just need to switch to Fluent and you can see it's looking good. I'll switch to Success and custom icon. I'm not sure if there's, yeah, it's changing here. And yeah, everything seems to be working pretty well. So that's good. That's pretty good. And it wasn't that easy, that hard to make it happen. So that's cool. Let's do warning. Let's do error. Informational success. Yes, I sometimes do use standing desk, like now. Like I usually switch between standing and sitting, so it's good, especially when you're focusing on something. It gives you more energy, I think, when you switch in regular intervals. You get more focused this way. And at least you are moving a little bit, I think. I have also the balance board, which is quite useful, but not using it right now. So, okay, so we have updated InfoBar to latest WinUI resources. So let's just take it all from here. And now, yeah, so the changes were in the end quite small. As you can see, it was mainly formatting, but they were just removing these contract 7% checks, which are no longer needed because we are only on WinUI free sources. So yeah, I have a IKEA table that can be that can change height, so you can automatically lower it or raise it. So like this. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. And the newer ones that they also have a high height memory, so you can set up the specific height points that you are used to, so you don't have to align it properly every time so that you have the hands in the right position. So now let's do it like this. And oh, I committed it to master branch, of course. Classic mistake. Okay. Let's push it and make a PR. So this one in particular was very minor change, so it's not that much interesting PR, but it is good to have it there. So we know that the files are aligned with the given tag on WinUI 3 branch, and we can then update when the newer versions of WinUI 3 are released, and we can more easily compare between those. So I think that's done. And we have also runtime tests and UI tests that will catch any potential issues. So I'm pretty sure that this should pass, but you know, the changes that I will be doing in this stream will be also verified by runtime tests and UI tests. So this should be all good. Right, let's switch to another control, and this one will be maybe even easier, I'm not sure. It's hard to say because those are both very simple controls, and it's InfoBadge. So let's switch to InfoBadge. And I guess it's gonna be, oh, there are differences. Again, some platform version check. Okay, so let's switch to, okay, I will need to reset my master because I pushed into it, which wasn't the right thing to do. So I will reset it completely, switch to master, and now InfoBadge. So InfoBadge is here. I'll do file scoping as before. And now let's make sure that we are up to date everywhere. So InfoBadge control. The difference here, it's no longer checking shared helpers for the version, but otherwise it's just the same. So I will just need to get rid of this check. And that should be it. What is that? Oh, okay. So, that's funny. The return here is no longer relevant at all because they removed this check. So this one never can happen. So that's what Visual Studio is saying here, that unreachable code is detected. So I just commented out because they have it still there in the source code, so I don't want to remove it completely so that it's easier for reference, but it's no longer useful at all. So we have updated this file to this, also this file to this. And because these are properties which haven't changed. And InfoBadge template settings, let's compare those. Oh, nothing. Oh, it's actually empty, pretty much. So these are just the properties that are there. But I see that we don't have any comments in this control. So let's just put there the comments from the documentation, so it's nicer. Good to have it. So constructor, oh, boilerplate comment. There is icon source property. Oh, this is boilerplate as well. This one. And I see that we have a public setter which is not supposed to be there. So let's do it, make it private, which is a breaking change, but it's not something that anyone should be doing. So I think it's a safe breaking change to do. Like this. And finally value. So that's the numeric version of InfoBadge. And that should be it. Okay, so we have done this. We have updated, oh, template settings, right. So I need to update these ones as well. So provides calculated values. Constructor is public for some reason, even though you cannot set it from user code. Icon element. Icon element property, nothing interesting there. And the reason why I'm doing this is that when you're building Kuno platform app and you have selected non-Windows target as the target under which you are viewing the code, you are not getting documentation from IntelliSense otherwise. So by having the comments, the summary comments aligned with WinUI, we will have the same documentation when you are hovering over specific properties and members and classes. So it's super useful to have it this way. Right, so InfoBadge control. Let's compare the XAML. And I think it's gonna be the same story as with the other one. So the formatting is just different, but it's gonna be otherwise completely the same. But we need to update it. So InfoBadge control has the XAML here. So I will just take the InfoBadge styles from the updated version and paste it over. So okay, just this. Tag it correctly. So controls tag WinUI. And same thing for theme resources. Probably just formatting change. Okay. And paste it over. Right. So that will be for InfoBadge, I hope. So let's create a new branch so I don't push to master again. So it's gonna be InfoBadge WinUI free release 142, and we can. I'll just wait for the build so it includes any potential XAML changes, and there are some actually. Oh, interesting. So there's a multi-select check visibility, and there is multi-select square. I think this change is coming from a different PR actually. Someone forgot to push this change while changing, I guess, list view or selector or something. So this is actually not actually relevant to our changes. So I don't think this is part of the InfoBar control. Let's check, but I'm pretty sure it's not. No. So it's coming from something else. InfoBar, InfoBadge, I mean. And it seems to be working as before. Bitmap icon, path icon, background, foreground. It's gonna be font icon. Icon foreground. I mean, yeah, that's right. So, and value could be something like 13. Cool. Yeah, so this seems to be working, and we didn't break anything, which is pretty cool. Yeah. So I think we can do another PR. No, not this one. So this is gonna be feed in UI. Let me just copy the commit info so I don't have to write it again. So InfoBadge, push it and make a PR. So as you can see, so far so good. It's super easy to update, and that's nice. But I think the other controls might be more complicated because those are larger and the changes there will be more significant and more visible. So I am not saying it's going to be impossible, but it's going to be much more complicated than with these super simple controls like InfoBadge and InfoBar. So let's pick one that should be reasonably complicated. So oh, it has items view. Nice. Items view. We need to pour this one. This is a super cool items repeater based list view alternative, so we need to have it. I will go with TwoPaneView, which shouldn't have changed too much except for the window.current references and stuff like that. So I think that should be reasonably doable. And we can maybe do comparison between folders. Yes, we can do comparisons between folders. So we can see that display region helper, these files haven't changed, these changed. So let's see. Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. The window.current is no longer used, and we are using XAML root instead, which is exactly what you need when you have multi-window application, because window.current is not a thing there. So you need to make sure that you are working with the current visual tree, but not working with the window.current, because that's not a real thing there. All right, so I will kill this and go back to master again, create a branch for TwoPaneView WinUI free release 142. And now let's do the changes. So TwoPaneView is here. So as always, let's file scope everything. So it's nice and cozy. So this is already file scoped, but this one's also, but this one is not. So file scope this one. And now let's do the changes that we are asked to do. So the first change here is that we are no longer subscribing to window size changed. So this is the one that they removed. Then we have onApply template. Yeah, this is revoking events, but I think that's, yeah, we don't need this one anymore. Let's check the TwoPaneView header file, because I think that one will have removed the window size changed revoker and replaced it with XAML root changed revoker. So this one is now this, and there is no windows size changed, and there is instead on XAML root changed. Yes, so that's easy. Window size changed revoker we replace with XAML root changed revoker. And they are attaching it in onApply template, because in onApply template we are already loaded and the XAML root is available. So let's do it almost exactly the same way, except our revokers have a different syntax, so we need to do it a little differently. So XAML root, which is the property there, we can do this because it's definitely not null in onApply template, and we attach to that event here, and then we deattach here. All right, let's do it maybe like this, because we need to make sure that it's the same instance. So this will keep that. The XAML root type is, it's actually a type in WinUI that represents the XAML tree. So it's essentially representing a specific visual tree in XAML. So each window or each XAML island or each UNO island as well has its own XAML root, which hosts some visual tree that hosts some controls. So, and each XAML root is unique, so you can reference XAML root as if it was a window of content. So in multi-window applications, you have multiple XAML roots, and each hosts its own window content, basically. So XAML root is kind of an alternative to using the window, because it has many of the same properties like size and bounds and things like UI context and stuff like that. And it's also notifying when these change. So when size is changing, you get the changed event invoked, and you can then react to it somehow. So in this case, they are replacing the window size changed event with XAML root changed event, which essentially does the same thing, just on the level of XAML root instead of on the level of the window. And that's here. So let's see. So let's scroll viewer properties. They removed this shared helpers. I will get there very soon, I think. They just added that method somewhere, or probably more likely replace the window size changed event arcs being used. So yes, so this is okay. And they removed this. on XAML root change. So basically they just change the name of the method and change the event arcs, but otherwise it's the same thing. So instead of that, we have on XAML root changed, and that's it. Very easy change. And we now can get rid of this ugly thing, because in WinUI they changed the Windows size changed event arcs namespace from Windows UI Core to Microsoft UI XAML. So that makes using this type especially easy, because you always have to do this so that it compiles properly for UWP version of the source code as well as the WinUI version of the source code. And now we don't have to use it at all, which is nice. All right, so what the other changes? No, it seems the rest of the file is the same. So this is all we needed to do. So let's mark it down here. Where do we have it? Too old. Okay. So we have tag WinUI free release. The same thing for the header and the other files. Okay, everything is up to date. And yeah, these are just enums. So because there are no new features to that control, they are gonna be the same. And we just need to make sure that we have the XAML files up to date again. So let's go to XAML. So TwoPaneView here. Let's check for any UNO platform specifics, and there are none. So we can quite safely just take the XAML from here and copy it over here. There's TwoPaneView RS1. Okay, so that's not interesting for us. That's just older version of TwoPaneView. And that's it. We have updated TwoPaneView. So we can run it just to make sure it compiles. But otherwise, there was no functional change. So nothing to worry about here. Yep. Should be all safe. Yeah, this is just namespace changed, and namespace it changes here. So from windows.ui.xaml to microsoft.ui.xaml. So that's nothing that should worry us. Okay, so let's, in the meantime, before it compiles, oh, it failed build. Okay, there's something wrong there. Ah, right. Dispose.disposable equals. This is the right syntax. Let's try again. So what's gonna be the next one? Let's do TreeView. That should be quite easy. So TreeView. Right. TreeView. On item click. Okay, so this just namespace changed. So maybe there is nothing significant. So these are just namespaces again. TreeView item. Ah, we have something. So this constant. And here we have core window references, so we need to update those. Let's check for TwoPaneView. Do we have TwoPaneView sample? I think we should have some. TwoPaneView. Yes, so it displays, and we didn't have any functional changes, so it should be all good there. Right? Done and dusted. So let's commit these changes. Feed. Oh, I will just copy the same commit info again. TwoPaneView. Right. Yeah, this is just removing some prefixes because the contract wasn't there before, so they had to do it in this conditional manner, but we do have the contracts for these and there is nothing problematic about it. So yeah, scroll viewer we do have. Yeah, should be good, should be good. Let's push this change as well, but this is the one that we don't care about. TwoPaneView to release update and push and make a PR. Not? Oh, okay, so I clicked twice and it got confused. So we have 3 PRs already up, and let's go for another one. It's gonna be the TreeView, probably quite easy one. So dev as TreeView, WinUI 3, release 1.4.2. And let's do it. So TreeView. And I will just quickly check if we have all the latest sources. I think we did update it recently, but just to make sure, WinUI to main. And if I go to TreeView, just to compare the commit hashes, so that we have everything up to date. So this is C2. Okay, there's something else. 986. Yeah, so this is, it's missing animated icon source. Support. TreeView. What has changed in there? Ah, okay, I see why. They just removed a line in the TreeView, so that's not really relevant to us. So it's actually this commit that we have there. So this is this one. Okay, so let's do the basics. So as usual, okay, there's a lot of files in the TreeView, surprisingly a lot, but the changes are not that huge. So let's see one by one. So selected items vector, let's file scope it and check. Selected items vector, and it seems they moved it, or it wasn't even there in the code. I see. So where is selected items vector? We just have it in a wrong location, and that means that we are not getting it. So it's in view model CPP. I see. So it's in view model, and we just put it in a separate file for to make it cleaner. But so if we compare the view model file, it has changed. So we can see specific changes for specific parts of it. Selected 3-node vector. So it was commit D78834. It was in view model CPP. Okay, so there are more things missing here. D788. So since then we changed. We have missing change here. Oh, okay, so it's just. Not here, but okay, already. Grammar. There is similar. Yes, similar. And there is calquate. Where do we have it? Get next in flat tree. Ah, here we go. Calculate. All right. Good. So that's this, and now, so there are no function changes in this commit, just typos. And here we have something else, maybe. TreeView item. New model. So it's just setting const everywhere where it's necessary, but nothing that should worry us. So I think we have updated this file to the latest. So this commit is this commit, and this one is this one, and TreeView view model also on this commit. All right, so we have, so let's do the file scoping everywhere. So it's done, and I don't forget about it. File scoping, file scoping, file scoping. So much nicer. So one of the greatest features of the latest versions of C#, because the nesting is just uglier, but when you have it like this, it makes it more readable, and you get rid of that unnecessary space. So I'm a big fan of this. But you need to make sure that you are doing these changes only when others are not working on the same file, because in that case you will make their life super bad and super hard, because they need to resolve commit differences, and then the diff is huge, and it's not easy to understand what has actually changed unless you hide white space, which helps. Okay, just align this to the same structure that we are using currently on other files. So we have the copyright first and then the MUX reference line. Almost there. So with these changes done, we will be able to start with doing WinUI free comparisons for the view model classes. Oh, what happened here? Oh, I didn't select everything, so one more try. Right. Okay, so selected items vector first. Selected items vector. So this is the area of selected items vector, and there seems to be no change there. So that one is already up to date. Oh, one for 2. Selected 3 node vector. Search selected 3 node vector. So here we have a small change in insert at. So we don't check for contains anymore. And insert at core will do the check. Okay, so it's first checking this. And then doing the insert. And the rest seems to be the same. So view model, if there is a view model, get selected items, select size change, list control, insert, track item selected. Yeah, so this is the same. So that was the bigger change in this file. But with this, I pronounce this file updated as updated. So okay. And 3 node selection state is just enum. So that hasn't changed most likely. Then we have TreeView itself. So let's finish the view model first so that we don't have any remaining changes there. So this is the view model section. And there is a change here. It's just const. It's just const. That's just const. Also const. And this is a fix. So if ancestor node not equal to origin node. So it should be item changed. Right, so this is it the right method? Selected node children changed. Yeah, okay, so this is the reset version of that switch. And in this case, they are doing one additional change here. All right. Interesting. It seems that this change could be applicable here as well, but they are not applying it there for some reason. But I guess they know what they are doing. So let's keep it as it is and trust them to do the right thing. So this change is now up to date with the latest. And that's it. Okay, so we have updated the view model. We've updated the related collections. So we have this done correctly. And now let's do the other things. So let's do a TreeView comparison. I'll close this. TreeView itself. So in case of TreeView here, there is just the namespace changed, but we need to make sure that we have all the WinUI 2 version changes as well. So I will go to WinUI 2. Yeah, so it's the same. Right, I was changing this before. So that's the same commit, so we can safely switch to this tag in here. This is the same, no new features, no new properties. TreeView collapsed event arcs. Yes, that's just event arcs, nothing changed there. Event arcs as well. Event arcs. Expanding event arcs. So TreeView items gonna be interesting. I think there was the core window change. So TreeView item. Yeah, so that's here. So is in reorder mode. So we need to get rid of these. And they are using the input keyboard source instead. And input keyboard source we do have, but only in the WinUI 3. So what I will do instead is I will make it file scope first, but also I will make this public in WinUI source 3, but make it internal in UWP source 3, so we can use it in our code base, but it's not usable from the outside, and that will make things easier. Okay, and this change, this is actually using core window right now, but in my other PR that's working to enable more features for multiple XAML routes, I have improved this, so it's not gonna be this case anymore in that PR. So it's quite safe to use it for now like this. And that should be what they are using, right? That key state for current thread. So I just use the same thing here, same thing here, and we are done with this. So what's the next change? This is just const. Here we have the same thing, so more core window changes. And what else? Just const and some more change here. So window.current, yeah, so it's using window.current. And we cannot use that. We need to use the current node's dispatcher queue. And it's trying queue. And what's the priority there? Oh, it's just dispatcher queue handler. Yeah, that's it. Just using dispatcher queue instead of dispatcher, which is another change that needs to be happening across the source code. The code base of Uno platform, we are using dispatcher in many places, but dispatcher queue is the right choice for WinUI 3. So replacing dispatcher with dispatcher queue is the way to go. But otherwise, this is done. So TreeView item is up to date. Let me just check if this file hasn't gotten any changes in WinUI 2, which we didn't port yet. So history is just this one, but those are probably just the const keywords, so nothing too relevant. Yeah, just the consts. Okay. So that's TreeView item. Let's do TreeView item properties. It's the same, no new features, so quite safe. Automation peer. I think there was a change in automation peer. TreeView item automation peer. Oh, there is a change in header file. Just a pragma disable, and dispatcher helper was removed. So let's check that. We do have dispatcher helper. Oh, we are using dispatcher helper there, but it's not actually using that field, so that's fine. We haven't used this before, so that's good. What was the automation peer? The change in here is just this and just const, so not interesting to us. Automation peer for TreeView item data. It's the same, actually. They haven't changed anything. So let's keep this the same. Template settings, properties. Yeah, those are the properties. So TreeView list. And that one changed a bit. So let's see what has changed. Okay, let's just quickly check here. Dispatcher helper. That's interesting. I just noticed that our code here has dispatcher helper. Or I wasn't looking the right folder. No, so it wasn't here. There's no dispatcher helper. Okay, so here we have dispatcher helper. Okay, I was searching in the whole project, not the file, so that's why I was jumped in the wrong location. So TreeView list. First, we get rid of const. Yeah, nothing interesting there, but this is more interesting. So we are not casting to TreeView node. This line is completely different. Oh, it's already this correct type in our case, so it's just some C++ specific weirdness. Yeah, so nothing too interesting to us, but let's do it the same way so that it's completely aligned. Has children. It's just different property or member accessing approach in C++. But dispatcher helper has changed. We are using dispatcher queue of the TreeView list. And we are using trying queue. But otherwise it's the same. So this should be all that's needed. Yes. Okay. It's expanded. That's fine. What is here? So those are dots instead of arrows. It's using this item node impl no ref. Selection state here and update nulls here, the same thing. So nothing major, and here again const, and it's gonna be const 2, and that's it. Not too complicated. Done and dusted. Onwards to the next one. So this is just removing pragma. There is a TreeView item automation peer. So this just namespace changed. Just go okay. Now TreeView node CPP. TreeView node. Oh, there are some changes here. So this is const. That's fine. But this has changed. Child vector changed. Children. All right, let's see TreeView node here. So what is children? Okay, so we are accessing the property of children. It's basically just checking if it's not null. And this is not using? Is it using the children anywhere? No, it's just checking if it's not null, but not using it, so that should be good. Let me just check children. Yeah, so this is just a reference to the children, which should be so we have children property instead. Yes, that's this one. Okay, that's fine. Right, so we have done this, and now this one seems interesting. So again, checking for the children not being null. And this should not happen in our case, but let's just add that code. Yeah. So they are checking it, but then using the children property instead. So, and this is just the same thing, but moved in white space. Can we ignore white spaces? How can you ignore white spaces in var merge? Let's see. Edit options, compare. Yeah, it still doesn't recognize this. Ignore change. Maybe. Yes, much better. So yeah, the only change here was this and adding the the block itself around it. Okay, that's good. And there's no remaining changes in that file, so we can go with tagging it as up to date. This is just events which are not changed. This is properties which are not changed. And node vector, TreeView, it's part of that same file. So we have gone through this. This event args not changed, even though it's public and we don't have the comments there. So let's add those comments as long as they exist. Yeah, nothing interesting. It's just boilerplate comment. So well, better than having no documentation at all, right? So that's done. And now this one, we don't have documentation for. And TreeView view model we have already updated, and that's done as well. So we are, I think we're done here. That's nice. Wasn't too complicated. So now just make sure that we have the all the XAML matching as well. Yeah, and strings. Strings, maybe there could be some changes in the strings folder. Oh, no, doesn't seem so. Nothing. Okay. So now just, as I said, style changes, and I will just adjust the names here because these are the V1, not Sun Valley styles. So I just want to have it clear that it's not the latest up-to-date version, because the up-to-date version is in the folder Fluent Themes Kia. Here. So TreeView. And I will go, yeah, nothing problematic here. So let's take the latest version from WinUI 3. It just probably got rid of this data template which wasn't used. Why is it doing this? Is the alignment, the white space wrong? No. Why is it putting the white space there? I just want to paste it as it is. That's super weird. Huh. Oh. Not sure why code is doing this, but oh well. It's not a problem, but it's odd. So TreeView XAML is updated. Now we need TreeView item XAML. Wait. Yeah, okay. TreeView item XAML. Why didn't that thing open? TreeView item XAML. Yeah, this one. And again, that space. Why is it there? Why? Oh well. View item XAML. And I remember that I didn't check if there was any specific UNO something, so let's put it back as it was for a bit. But no, there are no UNO specific comments, so it's fine. Okay, so TreeView item XAML. What do we have else there? TreeView theme resources. TreeView theme resources. Yes, this one. So yeah, you can see there is no space here, but when I paste it, it's there. So don't get it. adds that space. It just adds. Oh, because it's aligning the white spaces to our spacing. I see. That explains it. Oh well, that's fine. So TreeView. Theme resources. And let me just check quickly if there was no specific, but it seems there wasn't. All right, it's good. Looks good. And I think we are done with TreeView. Yeah. I think that's the case. We have finished this control, so let's create a PR. Oh, I will just compile it to see if it works. I'm surprised they are using dispatcher timer where it should now be dispatcher queue timer. Yeah, but it is dispatcher timer used there, so they haven't updated that code yet, probably. So TreeView. Yeah, it's still TreeViewing. Switching themes works. Yeah, and we have some sample here. That works. Flavors, chocolate, invoke works. Yeah, so I think we are done with this one as well. So were there some specific changes? Yes, they removed what I was saying. They removed this unused thing. Now it's a TreeView v1. Wait, what happened? Oh, it's just the order that changed. Okay, that's fine. And in this one, oh, there are some new resources, some new. Okay, so they are using more theme resources for TreeView. So that's nice. So the styling is now more easier to customize, essentially. All right, I like that. But this is the change that we don't need. This is the one that's coming from the other PR someone has done. Okay, so we update TreeView to WinUI free release 1.4.2, commit, push, and we have a PR. Well, yeah, like clockwork, actually, it's 1.5 hours in, and we have updated 4 controls now. I think 4, so that's pretty cool. It goes really fast, as you can see. We just compare the differences, apply the changes, and we are done. And that's gonna be happening for all the other controls as well. Now that we have the public sources, we can even port things like items view and some the built-in controls like pivot maybe, or flip view, and these things which were not aligned before. Now they can be completely aligned and completely perfectly the same as WinUI 3. So that's super nice. So I'm thinking if I will be able to make one more quickly. One thing that's gonna be useful is to pour the tests as well, because we don't have them all yet, and it's gonna be nice to have all the tests ported. But that's for next time, I think. So maybe rating control could be an easy one. Yeah, maybe we will be able to make rating control in those remaining in that remaining time. So let's compare it. So there are some changes, but yeah, just some animation related ones. Shouldn't be that complicated, I think. Comparing this, there's just automation peer, but yeah, that's gonna be fine. So let's do rating control, and then we will be probably done for today's stream, and we'll continue next time. So dev Mozilla rating control WinUI 3 release 142. All right, so let's jump into the code. First off, I will just quickly check if we are not missing any WinUI 2 changes for ratings control. So rating control is this commit. Oh, that's an old one. Okay, in that case, this might be more complicated than I thought. But it's the folder, I want this file specifically. Okay, that's better. Okay, so this, the latest change is just the const keywords, so that's nothing interesting. So let's compare the CPP itself. So here we have just spacing, const, removing the check. Is it file scoped? I don't think so. No. File scoping, is it? It is, so. File scope, file scope, file scope. All right. That's good now. So here, we remove this check. Next change is here, focal point. So this whole section is gone. On pointer capture lost. Okay, this is the new field. Yes, so it's a new field that we are missing. Mouse percentage here. Private pool has pointer capture. This is unnecessary. Yes, setting this to default values is not necessary, so that's what I was changing now. Okay, so we have this new field which is used here, and sorry about that. Yeah, I will be finishing in, I think, 15 minutes or something like that, just when I finish this control. So let's go back to this one. So this thing is gone. Now this is changed. Yeah, this was not even used, so it's fine. This is changed. Okay. Pointer press background stack panel. On pointer released, we are removing this check. One more check there. Play. And removing space, const, nothing interesting. Preview key up. Should enable animation is gone. And some related code is gone, so this whole section, so exit gamepad engagement mode, remove this, and I think that's it. Okie doke. So let's use the right tagging. So tag WinUI free. What is the right name? Release 142, right? Release 142. Two. This belongs here. The automation peer. I think that was just the const changed. Yes. Yes. Same otherwise. But I think that we will be getting some useful changes in the strings from WinUI 2 still. So otherwise this is the same, all is the same except for that strings folder. No, nothing. Okay. I thought there would be something, but okay, the strings haven't changed either. So now the only thing that we need is the XAML files again, and I will do it more drastically this time. Hitting Control. First check some UNO specifics, but there is nothing. So what I will do, I will just completely replace that file and add the comment that's needed. So this one maybe. Rating control, and it's gonna be a tag of WinUI free release 142. And free resources, yeah, nothing UNO specific, so we can replace it as well. Hitting Control, replace, and add the same thing. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's run this. Rating control. Yeah, it seems it still works as well as it did work before. Just try this one. Yeah, it seems to be fine. Yeah, seems to be okay. So these are some simple thingies. So think rating works. Yeah, so it should be fine. Okie doke. So I will push these changes again. I think that's it. Push it, make a PR. And that's it. Yeah, very small PR again, but impactful because we now have it aligned. And we can just wait for new releases of WinUI 3 and compare 1.4.2 with 1.4x or 1.5x, and we can just update controls as we go. So today in this short session, which was just 1 hour 50 minutes, we were able to do 5 different controls and update them to WinUI 3 release 1.4.2. And we have quite a few more left, but it should be along the same lines, updating code to not use window current, not using current core window, get for current view, not using dispatcher, and these things should be very similar to what I was doing so far. So yeah, thank you for your attention, for joining. And yeah, I'll see you next time, hopefully with some more WinUI free content. All right, have a good day. Bye-bye.